Well, everybody, so last time we looked at the very first DVD, It's in the Blood, and I talked a little bit about what it meant to me, and you know, it showed us at GRASSMEN that there was a business here. So with my attitude has always been in business, don't be afraid to have a go. And the first DVD proved that there was a business, but we knew we had to up the game. We knew at the time things had to change. You know, we wanted to be the best. We wanted to try and create a product that stopped the world of agriculture and said, whoa, who's these guys? And I firmly believe with my hand on my heart that this DVD did exactly that. For a lot of people to this day, when I meet them at shows throughout the country, no matter whether I am in the north of Scotland, in the south of England, in the north of Northern Ireland, or right down into the south of Ireland and Cork, this DVD always gets talked about. And it's because, for me, it was just different. Nobody had done anything like this before. Like, I believe, firmly believe, I'm happy to be wrong, I'm happy for someone to come on and question us, but I believe we were one of the first companies to literally, you know, start doing things like rolling shots. We started to get cameras in below the ground. We took spades with us, we dug cameras in below the ground, we measured up combine, we measured up forager headers, we made sure the wheel wasn't going to hit. We tried to get our drivers to drive over cameras and not break any. We did lose a couple. These things happen. I think we actually have footage of that somewhere with a camera going in through McKavanagh's FR. Actually we do, it's in the outtakes in the DVD. That's what we tried to do, and at that time, you know, we sat in the boot of my company car. I'm ashamed to say this, I'm sorry, my ex-boss, John Moore, but we sat in the boot of a company car with a small tripod wedged down between our legs to try and get these different angles. And I would have reversed and drove in close. We borrowed a pickup actually for one of them off at that time, and again, another customer of mine. So you can very quickly see how this business was built. We were building it with contacts, with people that we knew within our life already. And the contractors in this DVD are some of the best and the biggest, and to this day are still some of the best and the biggest that's in Northern Ireland. And You know, again, look, we stayed with Porter Contracts for this DVD, and that was an easy choice. We wanted a big class harvester. At that time, he was getting into the very, very first. It was announced in the Blood DVD, the first twin-engined class that had come into the country. I think it was the first. I could be splitting hairs here because I know there's always a couple. And the horsepower, he had the big 4,000 liner rake, the big shovels, everything had just, there was so much had changed from the first DVD and that, and we just wanted to stay with them and focus them. And again, the personal relationship was there, and it made it easy. We then reached out. We wanted to try something different. So local New Holland dealership recommended McKavanagh Brothers. We went over to McKavanagh Brothers not knowing what to expect, and it was just step back. We met Jimmy Doc there. We all stood back. We were afraid of our lives. It was just unbelievable. Big kit, big gear, just flat out. But all that said and done, for me, the contractor, the fleet that just stood out in the Full of the Pipe DVD was the Gamble brothers. I had never met them personally before. I knew them, I had seen them on the road. Not the same Gamble as Eddie Gamble, who had appeared in the first DVD, and there's a lot of confusion over the years on that one, but Gamble brothers, and I mean, look, they even made it on to the front cover. Canada took that picture myself, by the way, but we'll not get into that. But that's my claim to fame. Gambles were brave and had bought a Big X. They were in their second Big X Krone harvester. Now, we were told throughout the grapevine, throughout the world, oh, the Big X's are no good, they're no good, they're no good, they're no good, they're soft, they lie down, they break down. We hadn't really heard great words about them. And McElderry's at the time, up in Ballymoney, were the dealership for it, the Big X. And class had moved on. They had took on the Big X. There was two Big X's roughly at that time in circulation within Northern Ireland. And Gambles had bought the first one, and then they had changed and bought this second one, the 650. And I really thought, well, it would be good to go and see it, and it would be the three of the big harvesters. And we turned up to, again, a customer that I dealt with in the meal trade industry, who I knew had a lovely farm up on the North Antrim coast, who I knew Gamble brothers were cutting their grass, and I spoke to him to speak to Johnny Gamble to soften them up for us boys arriving in to make this video. And that's exactly what happened. And we were working alongside Kane Trailers as well in that one. And Gamble brothers had just taken delivery of a fleet of the first year that the half-pipe trailer was out and about. And the trailer had just, at that time, this is 2013 off memory, the Kane half-pipe trailer had just revolutionised sexiness in trailers. That's just the bottom line. It compared to what we labelled the classic Kane to the half-pipe Kane, it was phenomenal. But the Gambles had the half-pipes, the hydraulic tail doors. It was just a super slick operation. And I remember turning up and looking at this Big X, the 650, and just going, jaw open. I was blown away. And young Andrew was on the harvester at that time, Andrew Gamble, again, not Eddie's son Andrew, Johnny's brother Andrew. It's just, there's a lot of similarities, but Andrew was on the harvester, and I watched that Big X 650 personally for 2 long days whilst we were gathering up footage for this DVD, and never once did I see that harvester refuse grass except for 1 or 2 metal detections. That's when I knew Krone had the foundation of something absolutely awesome in foragers. I just described it as a grass guzzling monster. That's what it was. And we have loads of footage from that DVD, unedited footage, because when you gather so much footage, you can only pick so much bits in. But here, I want you literally just to watch that machine filling a load of grass. There's going to be corners of boots of Jeeps, there's going to be shadows, there's going to be all sorts of things, but I'm going to let you watch that filling a load of grass, and it'll give you an insight into what we were trying to do when it come to rolling shots and stuff, because it's the raw footage, no music, just noise. I'm giving you one load of the day I was blown away by the 650, and that day, and probably that night that we videoed that, and probably this load that you're watching is what made me say to myself, oh my, what a machine. And from that to today, doesn't matter whether you're John Deere, Class, Fint, New Holland, Forager Man, no one can deny the steps and the strides that Crone have taken in their harvesters from that day to now. So that's Full of the Pipe. Again, without question, the DVD that I remember for two things: Jimmy, the Legend Doc, and Gamble Brothers, and the Crone Big X.